Outrage from Venezuelans here in South Florida over migrants flown to Massachusetts. Beach and park goers in Miami Beach
are more aware of throwing away their filters,
sounding off about an outdoor smoking ban, and testing the track in Homestead ahead of the NASCAR championship.
Yeah, I mean, my crew chief and I love this racetrack.
These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Julian Davis.
I'm Samantha Gutierrez. Today is Wednesday, September 21st of 2022.
Live from the South Florida Media Network's Biscayne-based studios in North Miami, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
Doral demonstration following the governor's decision to use Venezuelans to make a political point. Venezuelans rallied yesterday evening chanting "Enough is enough" to Governor Ron DeSantis.
The network's Kenya Cardone was there.
Flag after flag, sign after sign, many have gathered here in downtown Doral to protest Governor Ron DeSantis following the transportation of immigrants to Massachusetts. The weather standing no chance against the cheers and chants echoing across downtown Doral Park, each one a plea for change. This is all part of the aftermath of last Wednesday when 48 Venezuelan migrants were flown from Texas to Martha's Vineyard. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis claiming that it was all thanks to him. Speakers in the protests expressing their outrage, some of them immigrant advocates and some even immigrants themselves, labeling the entire transportation ordeal a wrongful political game.
Just for his political gain and to make his political show, just because he wants to be a presidential nominee. Give me a break.
Texas Sheriff Javier Salazar opening an investigation claiming the migrants were misled and laws were broken. DeSantis now facing a federal class action lawsuit that was filed on behalf of the migrants. Many in the protest on board for it all.
We support any action that gives justice to our brothers and sisters immigrants.
These kinds of transportations are expected to continue, leaving many in the community worried about the future, claiming voting to be the solution and demanding everyone to do just that.
Go out and vote. That's the best response.
November 8th of 2022, that's the day that the Florida gubernatorial election will take place. Many here in the community gathering to deliver a very clear message. Hit the polls. In downtown Doral, I'm Kenya Cardone, South Florida Media Network.
Joe Martinez is facing a suspension this morning following his arrest on corruption charges. Governor DeSantis making the announcement yesterday to suspend Martinez from his job as Miami-Dade Commissioner. Martinez was arrested on August 30th upon charges of unlawful compensation and conspiracy to commit unlawful compensation. The governor plans to appoint someone to temporarily fill the District 11 seat.
The Florida Clean Air Act was passed in the summer, allowing public and private spaces to ban smoking. As a result, Miami Beach Mayor Dan Gelber says he is delighted to be able to adopt the ban, which will be effective next year. The network's Paloma Pimentel has the insight on how Floridians truly feel about this ban at the beach.
At Miami Beach, we are here to get a local's perspective on the new and imminent Miami Beach smoking ban.
The city of Miami Beach bans cigarette smoking and other tobacco products at public beaches and parks, citing health and environmental benefits. This new ordinance will take effect on January 1st, 2023. The cigarette butts are made up of packed plastic fibers that deteriorate into small pieces and accumulate in fish and other animals on beach premises.
I don't really mind if they smoke. I'm only worried about the environment and whether they're throwing their filters in the floor after they smoke, because slowly it will create mountains of trash.
In the beach park area on 79th and Collins, we asked locals on the beach park what their opinion was on the new smoke ban. The majority of people interviewed are hopeful of a cleaner and preserved Miami Beach recreation area.
This ban will make people more aware of throwing away their filters after they smoke.
While others grew accustomed to their smoke break on the beach and were livid in welcoming the new ban.
I'm very against it because this is a public space. I'm not smoking inside a school. I'm going to have to smoke at home around my 9 children.
Now, only time will tell whether the new smoke ban will leave our beaches cleaner. This is Paloma Pimentel from South Florida Media Network.
South Florida has its eye on a system called Invest 98L that could strengthen later this week. Meanwhile, Hurricane Fiona is now a Category 4 hurricane, and it's passing the East Atlantic coast. The network's Daisy De Leon has more on the damage that it did to Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic.
More than 1 million people are left without running water after Hurricane Fiona ripped through the Dominican Republic. Things are only expected to get worse as the storm becomes stronger. Hurricane Fiona is continuing its ruinous path after devastating Puerto Rico with flooding rain and ripping through the Dominican Republic. Nearly 800 people were brought to safety by emergency workers in the Dominican Republic, and at least 519 people were taking refuge in the country's 29 shelters. So far, a total of 3 people have died as a result of this storm. 2 people from Puerto Rico, ages 58 and 30, and another individual from Guadalupe. Hurricane Fiona has now intensified. This is officially the first major hurricane of the Atlantic season. The catastrophe does not stop here, as the storm is expected to escalate by the time it is projected to pass the west of the Bermuda by tomorrow night. This has been Daisy De Leon for South Florida Media Network.
President Biden in New York City this morning addressing the United Nations. He will discuss the U.S. effort in backing Ukraine and punishing Russia for its invasion, pointing to how the U.S. has regained integrity on the world stage. It's also expected that Biden will share important announcements about combating food insecurity and a new historic investment in combating climate change.
Today, the Marlins trying to come back from an unbearable loss against the Chicago Cubs. After taking an early lead in the second innings, the Cubs were able to paw their way back up, ending the night in a way that was absolutely grisly for the Marlins fans. The final was Cubs 2, Marlins 1. The 2 teams face off later today for their final game at 6:40.
NASA making plans to broadcast its test mission to redirect an asteroid.
That's still ahead, and so is this story.
Being prepared for that, as it is gathering information and data and trying to learn as much as we can.
Crews are getting the track down in Homestead ready as the NASCAR playoffs get ready to head to South Florida. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
If you love me enough to tolerate my perfect little pets and all their glorious dander, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Keeping track, South Florida is preparing before NASCAR turns its attention to Homestead. Second-gen cars have been changing the game, challenging this track to test and familiarize themselves with this new wave of racing.
The network's Kenneth Bueno catches us up to speed in the track's upcoming plans.
3 years, 20 tests, and thousands of laps still haven't quite solved all of the unknowns in this year's NASCAR Cup Series, but as the 2022 season gets closer to waving its checkered flag, South Florida becomes the next destination for those looking for answers.
Yeah, I mean, my crew chief and I love this racetrack, so it's a place that we enjoy coming to. We've had good success, a truck win here, cup win, so, you know, it's just one of those places that I enjoy coming to, and hopefully with this next gen car, we can have similar success, I guess.
No, honestly, you know, kind of just going in here for myself to learn about this car and this track. We have a whole test plan, and we're going to run through it, but it'll be a lot of long runs, go through a lot of tires, but it'll be a lot of fun.
Many of the sport's top teams took to the homestead of Miami Speedway to kick off a 2-day test session in preparation for the Dixie Vodka 400 this October, the first with the brand new next-gen car.
Well, anytime you get to test, it's important because we're very limited in testing now. And so it's not just about coming back here in a few weeks and being prepared for that, as it is gathering information and data and trying to learn as much as we can, because this next-gen car is still so new to us. I mean, even though we're almost 3/4 of the way through the season, there's so many things that we want to try that we haven't got to try yet.
You know, we did an economic impact study and hosting this event here and the activities that happen at Homestead Miami Speedway put about $350 million worth of economic impact in the local community. You know, we have almost 2,500 people working here on race days. You know, the firefighters and the police officers can get some off-duty work, make a little extra money right before Christmas. So I think it works really well, and that's why it's such a valuable thing to have a cup race here in South Florida.
This is the first time it will host a playoff race in the round of 8, adding on to a list of firsts for the Speedway. Reporting from Homestead Miami Speedway, Kenneth Bueno of the South Florida Media Network.
Mark your calendars. NASA's DART spacecraft will be smashing into an asteroid to change its orbit on Monday, and it'll be televised. DART stands for the Double Asteroid Redirection Test, and its purpose is to protect Earth from potential threats. NASA says that being able to redirect asteroids is a breakthrough for its planetary defense programs.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Samantha Gutierrez.
And I'm Julian Davis. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.